Hello wherever you are, I hope you are doing great. Welcome to our today's class. We are going to study about government affairs. And under government affairs, today we are going to discuss about what is called parliamentary reporting. As you know, parliamentary reporting simply applies to you as a journalist who is working as a parliamentary reporter, which means you have specialized in reporting about parliamentary proceedings, or proceedings that normally take place in parliament. For example, in Kenya you have two parliaments. You have the House of Representatives, or the National Assembly, and the Senate. These two houses have specific journalists who cover specific events, because there's no way you can be a parliamentary reporter at the same time you're a health reporter, at the same time you're a political reporter, at the same time you're a health reporter, which means in journalism, there is what we need, there's what we call specialization. We have those who have specialized reporting for parliament, those who have specialized reporting for court, those who have specialized, let's say, reporting political matters, others are human interest stories. So parliamentary journalist simply works in a parliament, and his or her objective is to cover parliamentary proceedings. So if you're acting as a parliamentary reporter, there's something you must always put into consideration. Right? There's something you must always be able to contextualize or to understand. So you have considerations for a parliamentary reporter. And one of the considerations, if you want to work as a parliamentary reporter, Roman 1, respect the power of word, which means we have specific language that is normally communicated or else it is normally talked about in parliament. You must be able to understand all these parliamentary terms if indeed you want to be an effective parliamentary reporter. You have maybe, when they're talking about the bills of right, you understand what is bills of right. When they're talking about ad hoc committee, you are able to understand what is ad hoc committee. When they're talking about emotion, you understand what is emotion. When they're discussing about a debate, you know what is a debate. They're talking about, let's say, the leader of majority, leader of minority, chief whip, or else all these parliamentary practitioners or as officials, you must be able to understand what their roles and what they play within the parliamentary proceeding. But if you don't have adequate knowledge about the power of words in parliament, then it means you are likely to mislead the members of the public. So always, if you want to work as a parliamentary reporter, put into consideration the power of words. Respect the power of words, respect the language of the parliament, the laid rules and regulations that we must adhere to as a parliamentary reporter for it to become an effective parliamentary journalist. Or else, you are likely to be sued when you happen to breach the parliamentary procedure, the laws concerning the parliamentary proceedings. So number 2, reflect the importance of parliament. As we know that a parliament is a law-making organ, whereby all rules are originated in the parliaments, whereby they make laws, and at times they can even amend laws. So you need to understand and reflect what is the main importance of parliament, what has been happening previously, what is happening now, and what is likely to unfold in the future. If you have this prior knowledge, or else you have it behind your brain, it becomes very easy for you to cover a parliamentary story, because one will be able to fumble, or else one will be able to struggle coming up with all the content that you desire to know what has been happening, or else what is likely to happen in the future. For example, at the moment in the Kenyan context, we are debating about the county funds, whereby Senate is trying to come up with the formula of being able to distribute the county funds. Despite the fact that there have been some hitches here and there, we do hope they're going to come up with an amicable solution that is going to benefit each and every Kenyan at large. So reflect the importance of parliament, not the purpose of the parliament, what distinguishes parliament and executive. You must know these two organs must always work together, parliament and executive. You find that executive is always concerned about what the parliament is doing, and the parliament is always concerned about what the executive is doing. So be able to understand the importance of parliament and how it correlates between the parliament and the executive, and beside the judiciary and the judiciary at large. Then under consideration, if you want to work as a parliamentary reporter, there's what you call know the local laws. Let's say, for example, you are an international journalist. You are reporting a story from a foreign country. You must be able to understand the local laws, all the rules governing that particular country concerning parliamentary proceedings. If you don't have adequate knowledge, you may end up finding yourself in parliamentary contempt, and out of that you may be barred from entering the parliament precinct or the Parliament Gallery, in order to cover stories. So be able to understand the constitution of that particular country, the bylaws of that particular country, and the parliamentary proceeding amendment in that particular country concerning freedom of journalism or journalistic freedom concerning reporting of stories. Also understand the ethical consideration concerning what you're supposed to cover, what you're not supposed to expose to the members of the public. Then under consideration, as a parliamentary reporter, be clear and comprehensible, because you are communicating your knowledge to all the audiences. Understand the nature of your audience, and you come up with the most appropriate way that will be able to communicate to them, to understand and comprehend the context of what you are communicating, or the information you are disseminating. If you are going to use archaic language or ambiguous language, it means you want to be effective. If you want to reach each and every member of the community or the society, always be clear in your communication in terms of paragraph, in terms of tenses, in terms of sentence construction. Let your work be clear and let your work be comprehensible. Then, there's what we call keep your own views out of it. Despite the fact that at times when you are covering a story, you have your personal opinion, you have your personal views, or your personal angle concerning a subject matter. But we are saying that for you to exercise neutrality, for you to exercise objectivity in your reporting, always keep your opinion to yourself. The main purpose you are reporting a story is to inform the public, is to educate the public, not for your own enrichment. So always keep your own views to yourself, but always disseminate the fact the way they unfold. Maybe let's say you are having a motion or a parliamentary debate that's going on in the parliament, and maybe you have your own angle of story, your own views concerning the subject matter. Keep your opinion to yourself and report what transpired or what happened within the parliamentary precinct or during parliamentary proceeding. Then we are saying that make it interesting, because at times maybe let's say there's a motion that's being debated upon. This motion was boring, maybe even to you as the journalist or as a reporter. And maybe the motion can also be boring to the members of the public, but we are saying that always do your best to make sure that the motion is as interesting as possible. If your motion is dull, or if your story is dull, your story is not interesting, no one is going to read your story, and out of that you won't be able to communicate effectively to your targeted audiences. Then we are saying that avoid parliament or else parliamentary contempt. Now, when you're talking about parliamentary contempt, Parliament is always governed by what you call the standing orders. You must be able to understand different types of standing orders, or else application of standing orders in that particular parliament that you are covering a story. If you don't understand these particular standing orders, you are likely to find yourself in parliamentary contempt. Let's say you are reporting a story about a specific MP, and you happen to expose a story that don't have evidence about. You are going to be sued for parliamentary contempt. Or else you are exposing a hidden or a secret information that is supposed to remain a secret within the parliamentary committee. But you as a journalist, you happen to go and expose that particular matter to the members of the public. You are going to be sued for parliamentary contempt. Or else you disseminate a story that's defaming a specific MP, or else a Speaker of the National Assembly, or a Speaker of the Senate, any kind of defamatory statement that's likely to interfere with someone's reputation, someone's image, in rightful thinking members of the society, is going to be considered as being against the law of parliament, or as being against the parliamentary standing orders. So be very keen as a parliamentary journalist not to find yourself breaching what is called a parliamentary contempt. Last but not least, be neutral in your reporting. Do not be biased. Despite the fact that maybe you have your own opinion, we say always keep your opinion to yourself. Do not expose your views to the members of the public. If you're covering a story, let your story be neutral, let it be accompanied by objectivity, be accompanied by authenticity, and not let your story not be biased, or let your story not be out of fiction. So always adhere to these parliamentary considerations if you have to become an effective parliamentary reporter. Thank you for your time. I hope you have been able to contextualize or understand main aspects concerning parliamentary reporting. Let's meet next time at the same place. Thank you.